What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the quartering, and it looks like someone's pass is getting dredged back up at, well, the most convenient of times, as he has a brand new movie out. And, I don't think that anyone's going to be surprised about the details here. By the way, if you're watching my channel and you're not yet subscribed, hopefully today will be the day. Earn your subscription. Here is a cat who would love if you subscribed. There's a red subscribe button down below the video. Even if you have to create an account, I know it's a pain in the rear, but I would greatly appreciate it if you took a moment today to subscribe. Now, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy and the most recent The Squad, James Gunn, has had a interesting history. In fact, so interesting, that he has both been fired and rehired by Disney over past, I don't know what I would call them. He calls them jokes. A lot of people didn't find them very funny. Just a brief history of what actually happened to him. If we go back to July 20th, what had happened was Roseanne had been fired from ABC, which I think Disney owns. ABC, yeah, pretty sure. Maybe not. I think so, though. Roseanne had been fired from The Conners, a reboot of The Roseanne Show, over some spicy jokes that she had made, over a comment that she had made that was perceived, that was spun against her because she was a Trump supporter, in my opinion, that called her racist, even though clearly she isn't. Roseanne, probably one of the most pioneering women in comedy in my entire lifetime, one of the all-time greats. Was removed from her own television show, and I can't believe it's actually still on the air without her. It's embarrassing when I see The Conners without Roseanne. So in reply to that, the left canceled Roseanne, over a comment she made about a politician that was, I think essentially she was black, and she made some sort of, she looks like, a monkey or an ape thing, which is obviously not okay. Even though Roseanne claimed later that she thought she was white, she was pretty sure was it Donna Brazil? Anyway, stupid crap. Okay, she gets fired for that. Then the right strikes back, dredging up all these old comments that were made by director James Gunn, and pressured Disney so much that they actually fired the guy. If you go back here, this is back in July of 2018. Disney has fired writer-director from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 after right-wing media personality resurfaced a series of offensive tweets he made, in many cases from 2009 to 2010. The offensive attitude and statements discovered on James's Twitter feed are indefensible and inconsistent with the Hollywood Studios' values, Walt Disney Studios chairman Alan Horn said in a statement to the Hollywood Reporter, and we have severed our business relationship with him. Here's what's interesting. So what happened was, you could say, the thing about the left is they'll stick together. So the cast of the film said, we're not going to do it. All of them had, $20 to $50 million in their bank account, so it's pretty easy to do. But they said, we're not going to do it. If you fired him, we're not going to do it. So eventually they bring him back. So at the time, Disney said that they were inconsistent with the values of the studio. But then when it came down to, oh, no, we're not going to make enough money, suddenly their values changed. And we know now that Disney's values are really just a dollar above all else. As noted by Polygon, basically Mike Cernovich, perhaps best known for, I'm not going to smear him, brought up all these tweets. It was a smear campaign, sure. But that doesn't unsay the things that he said. He saying, I like when little ones touch me, photo shoot, just a lot of really creepy, at the very least, unprofessional and cringe. On the far end, very concerning. It depends which you want to go. But you could see, I'm doing a big Hollywood film adaptation of The Giving Tree with a happy ending. The tree grows back and gives the kid a blowy. I'm about, 3 men and a baby they hooked up with on romantic movies. He makes a lot of edgy, how do I say this? Jokes that maybe if he wasn't in Hollywood would be like, that's a little. But because he's in Hollywood and the history that Hollywood has, they were concerning, right? So he puts out the statement saying he's a provocateur and blah, blah, blah. And I was just joking and blah, blah, blah. And so they hire him back. By the way, I stand by that he shouldn't have been fired and neither should have Roseanne. That may make you react in a certain way. But honestly, I'm just so over cancel culture that, look, you want to... I'm happy that these tweets resurface, and I think it will allow people to make smart decisions with their money. And they could not watch the movie. And then likewise, same thing for Roseanne. But firing them over, what this really was this the left versus right peak cancel culture. But now the same director has now been named in a new lawsuit about his little P to the E to the D to the O party. The squad director, James Gunn, has been named in a new suit against mindless self-indulgence lead singer James Uringer, a.k.a., I'm not going to say that, for hosting a party that had a theme that most of us would find suspicious. Here's the thing. I'm not Ethan Klein. I'm not going to just imply that this guy is into hanging out at the playground, right? I'm not going to, because there's really no evidence of that. But there's circumstantial evidence. There's the fact that the guy has innumerable tweets talking about, tangential issues or adjacent issues. And then he attended a party where he dressed up like a priest and was dressed up with grown men who were dressed up as little ones. As you can see, this is a man dressed up as, and here's a female doing it. It's creepy, right? Illegal? Probably not. But essentially what happened was his buddy, who was also at these parties, turned out to be an actual human piece of garbage. You could see, now there's a summons in the suit in which the lead singer of this band had done some terrible things. In further details, I'm not going to go any... Look, everything that you would expect, okay? Then, in a section of the summons titled that the man is a self-identified and self-promoted P-word, James Gunn name comes up. It reads, knowledge and reports of his love for the little ones continue to circulate to this day. Recently, picture of his wife, Chantel, and a man wearing a masked full-body rabbit suit at a P-themed party resurfaced publicly. Upon information and belief, the man wearing the rabbit suit is actually the singer. The party was hosted by director James, and upon information and belief, attendees to the party were encouraged to dress like creeps, the ones that like hanging out at the playground, or their prey. Now, director James, this friend of his, okay, is an out lover of the young ones, we'll say. He chose to hang out with him. He chose to party with him. He chose to be photographed with him. Okay? So what? Not only is he referenced, but the picture from the party in the summons under Exhibit C features him dressed as a priest posing for the camera. The image was shared to social media back in 2018 by then Daily Caller contributor I Don't Care. Huddleston, of course, this image came after he was accused of the P word after dozens of tweets surfaced involving just bad themes. Again, just because you joke about this stuff doesn't mean you engage in it. But when you continually joke about it, and when you attend a party themed around it, and you hang around with people who are self-professed to be one of these people, you have some concerns. When you fold in the fact that this is a Hollywood event and a Hollywood person, and we know Hollywood's history with the young ones, it becomes a even more concerning issue. Now, his apology claimed he was a provocateur, making movies and telling jokes that were outrageous and taboo. As I've discussed publicly many times, I have developed as a person, so has my work and humor. It's not that I say I am better, but I am very, very different than I was a few years ago. Today, I try to root my work in love and connection and less in anger. My days saying something just because it's shocking and trying to get a reaction are over. In the past, I have apologized for humor of mine that hurt people. I truly felt sorry and meant every word of my apologies. For the record, when I made these shocking jokes, I wasn't living them out. I know this is a weird statement to make and seems obvious, but still here I am saying it. Anyway, that's completely honest truth. I used to make a lot of offensive jokes. I don't anymore. I don't blame my past self for this, but I like myself more today and feel like more of a full human being and creator today. Love to all of you. Sure, I am not going to imply that he's a weirdo, but he sure made a lot of jokes about it, and now his name's getting drug up again in a suit, and he's being connected to an absolute monster. I suppose it's at least a question worth asking why you hang out with these people, James. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.